Okay, shalom. This is our second video on the mitzvahs of Purim. Yesterday we looked at the mitzvah of reading the Megillah and the mitzvah of giving poor money to the poor. Today we're going to look at the next mitzvah. And the next mitzvah is the Suda. Okay, the Suda of Purim. We have an obligation, the third mitzvah on Purim after reading the Megillah and after giving gifts to the poor. We have an obligation of having a celebratory meal. Okay, and a person should try to have meat at this meal, okay, this year, right? And you should have wine and drink wine, not getting drunk. This is a big misnomer. A lot of times people mistranslate it as they did in this edition, where they wrote that a person becomes intoxicated. That is actually, in my opinion, and according to many people, that is forbidden. It's not that a person becomes drunk, but it's rather, if you look at the Hebrew here, until they drink enough till they become tired and fall asleep out of drinking wine. It's only wine. That while there's nothing wrong with having a glass of scotch or some other cocktail or whatever you're going to drink, but the mitzvah is to drink wine. So the mitzvah at this meal is to have a meal like any other festive meal, which has wine and meat at it, and to have a big meal. When is the meal conducted? On a general year, the meal is conducted late in the afternoon on Purim day and usually carries into Shushan Purim. On a year like this one, where Purim falls out on a Friday, so then the general custom is to have the meal early on during the day and not later on, not late, so early in the day, so that it doesn't interfere with our Shabbos meal. Okay, the next mitzvah that we're going to cover is what's called Mishloach Manos, and this is our last thing, which is to send one person two items of food ready to eat, can't be frozen. And the idea here is to provide them with something that they could use at their Suda. Ideally, the best thing to do, 2 portions of meat, maybe 2 cooked dishes. Okay, but two things, two food items, ready made, can't be something frozen or raw, that a person could, that you send to somebody else and that they can enjoy with their Purim Suda. Okay, so those are our next two mitzvahs that we saw. One is to have a festive meal, and two, related to the meal, is to have mishloach manos, to send one friend two food items. Okay, shalom, Purim Sameach.